Hi guys, Tech Geek for Life here today, and today I'm going to be showing you how to disassemble and assemble your Samsung Galaxy S2. Firstly, you need a small Phillips screwdriver, some tweezers of some sort, and a prying tool, or you can just use a guitar pick if you want. First thing first, you need to make sure your device is switched off. Then, take out the battery and take off the back cover. And then remove the 7 small screws along the back. There, and there. And carefully put these aside to make sure you don't lose them. And this particular S2 that I'm taking apart is the GTI 9100, the international version. After you've got all the screws out, take your prying tool or your guitar pick and go along the side of the casing gently, starting at the top left hand corner. Just put your prying tool in and run it along the side. There are 12 clips all the way around the phone, and make sure you carefully go over each one, making sure you don't break it. After you've got that, leave the bottom ones out of the way and take out the power button and the volume rocker and put them aside. Then carefully take off the back cover and put that to one side. Next, you need to locate the 2 little black screws on the main board, there, and take them out and put them to one side. After you've got them out, find the 5 ribbon clips along the edge of the board. There's one there, there, and there. This one right here is for the earpiece, the top microphone, the vibrating module, and the headphone jack. Just unplug them and leave them there. This one is for the front-facing camera. This one is for your AMOLED screen and your digitizer. This one is for your buttons along the front. And this last one right here is for the charging board, which has your charging port, your microphone, your GSM connection, and your 3G connection, and the connector for your Wi-Fi. It has 2 small screws on it. Just take them out and put them to one side. Make sure all of the clips are undone. Then unstick your volume buttons and your power button. Make sure you don't rip the ribbon, otherwise that's really tricky to repair. Just take your time to carefully pry it away from the chassis. Then take off your Wi-Fi cable and just run it along down the side. After you've done that, make sure everything is away and then carefully take off the main board. On here you have your connectors for your charging port, your buttons, your LCD, front camera and vibrating module, earpiece and headphone jack module. And on the back you have the connector for your camera, so like if your camera is faulty you just take that off and apply a little bit of force and just peel that back. And after you've done that, you have your screen display assembly with your charging port, which you can just take off easily. Just peel that back, apply a little bit of force there, and it should just come straight off. And there we go. And this is your Wi-Fi cable. So if you're having Wi-Fi problems or any cellular problems, just replace that or check the connectors. For your buttons, you have to use a hairdryer and just peel back your screen display off the actual assembly, and then peel this ribbon back all the way down and thread it through that gap there. For your earpiece, your headphone jack, your vibrating module and your top microphone, simply use your tweezers or anything sharp and just gently peel them out. The vibrating module can be a little bit tricky because there's strong adhesive used to hold this down, but if you take your time you will get it out eventually. And that is your vibrating module, your top microphone, your headphone jack and your earpiece. Next is the front facing camera. Again, just gently take it away, and I'm not going to take that completely off due to the proximity sensor and you don't want to get any dirt below that. And that is your basic disassembly with your board, Wi-Fi cable, charging port, microphone and connectors, and vibrating module, earpiece, headphone jack and top microphone. And now we're going to put it back together again. Start off with your charging port and just simply offer it up to the gaps and the slits in the bottom of the display assembly and just gently push it down. Then just run your thumb along the ribbon just to make sure it's all pushed down. Then get your earpiece and just gently put it into place. Once that's in, get your main board and offer it up to all the connectors. Again, making sure everything is out of the way and making sure your volume buttons and your power button don't get caught up. Then, gently push down all of the connectors one by one and just check to see you hear a little click when you put them down. Check to see everything's pushed down, then push back your volume buttons and your power button. Then get your two charging port screws and put them back in place. These are the smallest, however the widest of each of the screws, so you shouldn't get them mixed up. Next, get your main board screws, which are the two smallest black screws, so you can't get them mixed up either. Once they're in place, double check to see everything is pushed down and where it should be, and get your Wi-Fi cable. Start by getting it at the top and gently putting it back on top of the connector. should hear a little pop as you put it back in. Get it under this little gap in the board and run it down alongside into the groove and right down to the charging port board, and gently push that connector back as well. Once that's back on, make sure this Wi-Fi cable is still back down where it should be. Then get your backplate and your volume rocker and your power button and gently put them back in place and make sure they are properly lined up so they don't come out while putting the phone back together. Once they're in place, here you have your loudspeaker and connections for your GSM antenna and your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and your GPS. You have 2 water damage indicators in the backplate, so if you ever water damage your phone, that is how Samsung will tell. One there and one there. If you get your phone wet, or any moisture gets into your phone, they will both go red, and Samsung will know, and then you can't get it repaired. Next, get your board and your screen display. Make sure everything's down, back in place. Keep that like that, and line it up on the sides where your power button and your volume rocker are, making sure they go in place. Then just run along the sides, making sure the back plate is properly clipped back in place. Once you're happy that that's all clipped back, get your 7 small screws again and put them back into the phone. It doesn't matter which screw holes you put them into, as they're all the same size. This is another way Samsung can tell if you have opened your phone or damaged your phone anyway, by checking to see if the screws are worn or not. There are 3 UK variants of the Samsung Galaxy S2. There's the GTI 9100, the GTI 9100P, which is the NSC version, which is on orange, and the i9100G. And this is just the standard i9100. Final screw goes in. Make sure everything is back and in place, and check to see if the phone powers on. Put the back cover back on. See if it powers on. And there we go. Please like, favourite and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and stay tuned for more tech related videos in the future. Thank you.